for the doubt, they counted me out, I'm getting it in, yeah. No time for no loss, I'm paying the cost, I'm in it to win, yeah. Refuse, mine, it can't be diffused. If you ain't thinking the same, then we playing by different rules. You can't see the vision, we living at different views. Until we complete the mission, keep getting up, never snooze. I walked a mile in my shoes, had the mind of a fool, chasing diamonds and jewels. Trust me, I was confused. Started minding my business and used my mind as a tool. Ended up finding my purpose and found the time to get to it. They told me I couldn't do it, they told me I couldn't make it. They sold it, could never break it. That's sadly mistaken. I need a piece of the pie, I want it so bad I can taste it. They told me like told me, keep on running, toes they gon' take them. Refuse to lose, built to win, applied myself, I felt it in. No time for the doubt, they counted me out, I'm getting it in, yeah. No time for no loss, I pay for the cost, I'm winning to win, yeah. Refuse to lose, I'm built to.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of BWT, and today we are going to give a rundown on the remaining AL Central teams off-season. We've got the Royals, the White Sox, the Guardians, and the Twins, right? And before we get into that, make sure you guys are liking this video. Make sure you guys are sharing the video, comment on the video. Any comments will be shown on the screen. And also make sure that you guys are showing love to the other shows on the Refuse to Lose network. We've got RBO, CTC, FFC, King's Talk, Dave's Doghouse, In the Red Corner, and of course the main show, Refuse to Lose, which I was just on. It was a great episode talking about the Celtics and other teams in the NBA. But yeah, man, let's get right into it. Royals finished 5th in the AL Central last year with a record of 56-106. It was a bad season all around. The only bright spot was Bobby Witt Jr. They went out and signed a lot of guys this offseason with hopes of turning it around. And I believe they do. I believe they go out and make a huge swing in the standings in the division. Bobby Witt Jr. hit .276 with 30 home runs, 96 RBIs, 49 stolen bases. The first time that that's happened in the Royals organization for quite some time. And then he goes in the offseason and signs a fat contract. So he got paid. He's going to stay in KC for like 10 years. MJ Melendez, he hit .235 with 16 home runs and 56 RBIs. Brady Singer, rookie out of Florida. He went 8-11 with a 5.52 ERA and 159.2 innings pitched and 133 strikeouts. Not the best, but he had a good back end of the season. So for him, it's all about building on that and just becoming better for the upcoming year. Salvador Perez hit .255 with 23 home runs and 80 RBIs. He's up there in age, so now he was switching between catcher and first base. But that's it really for the Royals. Outstanding, I mean, if you can say outstanding, but guys that really stood out this last season. What's up, Joe? They're free agents, right? I mentioned earlier that they went out and signed some guys. They went out and signed pitcher Seth Lugo, Michael Walker, Hunter Renfroe, Chris Stratton, Will Smith, Adam Frazier, Garrett Hampson. So they are looking to make some major moves, right? And one key name that they signed is Will Smith, right? If you guys have been paying attention to Major League Baseball in the past 3 years, Will Smith is always in the World Series. Who knows? Who knows? Does that streak continue? I don't think so, because they're an American League team. And if you guys pay attention to BWT, you know exactly who is going to be representing the American League in the World Series this year. Jackie Bradley Jr. retired this year. Good career. Uh, Hell of a player defensively. Offensively, he struggled a little bit, right? I remember watching him in college at the University of South Carolina. He won national championships back-to-back years, and I thought this dude was going to come out and be awesome. But he struggled offensively, but one of the best defensive center fielders that I've seen. Matt Duffy is a free agent. Diego Hernandez is a free agent, and Zach Greinke is also a free agent. I believe the only other offseason move that they make is bringing back Zach Greinke, right? He's been with them for a very long time. He bounced around a couple other teams, the Diamondbacks, the Dodgers, and then he came back last year. So I think he comes back again if his arm is good enough to continue to throw. And for their the expectation for me for them is I believe they get to at least third in the division, right? Some people may call me crazy for that, but I like the youth. I like the youth that they got. I think these veteran signings that they made, especially in the pitching rotation, is really going to help them out and pushing for the AL Central and the next upcoming years. Who knows? Maybe they land another superstar like Bobby Witt Jr. and that'll just catapult them above the rest of the division, right? So that's all we got for the Royals. Now we move on to the White Sox. Man, oh man. Chicago White Sox, yet another disappointing season for what they have on the roster, right? They finished 61 and 101 to be fourth in the AL Central. Eloy Jimenez, the cover picture for this video, he cannot stay healthy. It's so strange. I put him on there hoping that maybe he becomes healthier this year, and I think he has a bounce back season. Him in the lineup brings consistent power to the lineup in that 3-4 hole in the lineup. Left field, he's kind of shaky, but he can get the job done out there. He's not gonna make any diving plays. He's not going to get those balls in the gap that are doubles and stuff like that. But the balls hit right to him, and he has some range out there, so he can definitely get the job done as a major league outfielder. Starting pitching really let them down this year. Every time I watched the White Sox this year, they were just giving up home run after home run, double, triple. It was crazy, like hard hit baseballs all over the field every single game, right? Their pitchers had to have like neck strains on how quick they had to look back every time. It was crazy. And they have one of the top pitchers in the league, supposedly, that they are in Dylan Cease. They are looking for, in my opinion, way too much for him. He went out and was 7-9 with a 4.58 ERA, 177 innings pitched, and 214 strikeouts. That's not that good. And the White Sox front office is looking for like top prospects, expecting you to take on his contract and all that, and it's just not worth it in my opinion. And with the pitching last year, it really made the offense play play a little tight, right? And they were just trying to do too much this year. So I mean, that's that. You had Eloy Jimenez. He hit 272 with 18 home runs and 64 RBIs. Yohan Moncada, he was having a good like month or two. He hit 260 with 11 home runs and 40 RBIs. Luis Robert Jr., he was definitely the best player on their team last year. He hit 264 with 38 home runs and 80 RBIs. There has been talks that he was going to get traded, but nobody has come with a good enough offer for him. He's a top 10 center fielder in the game, so they're going to have to give up a lot to get this guy from this team, especially him being the best player on the team. You definitely want a good haul back for him. Andrew Vaughn hit 258 with 21 home runs and 80 RBIs, and Tim Anderson really didn't perform well this year. He finally hit his first home run in a calendar year. He smacked it. It went pretty far. But what really stood out to me about Tim Anderson this year was when he got knocked out by Jose Ramirez. So that was pretty funny. That was probably the highlight of his career, which is a low light in his eyes, but that's definitely what he's going to be remembered for. The free agents that they signed was John Bribia. They signed catcher Martin Maldonado, which means Yasmani Grandal is on the market. They signed Kevin Pillar to a minor league deal. Yasmani Grandal actually signed with the Pittsburgh Pirates, so I think that's good for them. They signed Tim Hill, and they also signed Paul DeYoung, which means that Tim Anderson is probably not going to be on this team anymore because they both play the same position. And I was looking today, and the Marlins actually offered Tim Anderson a contract. So watch out for that in the next couple hours, maybe couple days, to see if he signs with them. I like that for them and for him. Mike Clevenger is a free agent. Liam Hendricks is a free agent, and Elvis Andrews is also a free agent. I believe this team needs a little bit of everything, and I believe they go out and re-sign Liam Hendricks. Like the fact that Liam Hendricks is still a free agent is kind of shocking to me. He's a very good reliever in the game. He's battle tested, came back from cancer last year, so shout out to him. Continue fighting that fight, and I'm glad you were able to come back healthy. They sign, I believe they go out and sign Will Myers to play a corner position in the outfield, and I believe they go and sign Gene Segura for them to fill up that middle infield. Gene Segura will play second base, Paul DeYoung at short, Andrew Vaughn at first, and then Yohan Moncada at third. It's pretty shocking to me that Moncada hasn't taken that leap. I thought he was going to take the leap last year. He started off pretty well. He was hot, just smacking the ball all over the park, but he fizzled out. He was a key part in the Red Sox acquiring Chris Sale that year. And so, I mean, he really hasn't panned out for them as much as they projected him to. So I believe that they really lost out on that trade, sending Chris Sale to Boston. And then Chris Sale ended up winning a World Series in Boston. And then I was watching the podcast with AJ Przinsky, former White Sox catcher, and he asked him like, "Hey, was your time in Boston a success?" Because he just got traded to the Braves for Vaughn Grisham, and he said that his time in Boston was not a success because he had the best year of his career, and then also the worst year of his career while he was in Boston, and he was injury riddled after he got that fat contract after they won the World Series. He only pitched a full season uh, one time, one or two times, and it was early in his stint in Boston. So again, I believe the White Sox, they lost out on that trade just because Yohan Moncada hasn't panned out to be what they projected him to be. And that's all I got for the White Sox. Let's move on to the Guardians. They finished 76-86 to be third in the AL Central. A year of struggles, man. This team, it was up and down. They never really stayed consistent throughout the season. It was they win 2 games, they lose 3. They win 3, they lose 2. Then they win 4, they lose 3. It was up and down all year. They never really caught stride to compete in the division. I believe they have one of the top rosters in this division with Jose Ramirez and the other guys that I will mention a little later. But it just didn't pan out for them this year. I predicted them to go out and compete for this division, and they let me down. So, whatever. Their rookie, Tanner Bibby, was up for Rookie of the Year this year, pitcher. So that was good for them. And Josh Naylor, he had a pretty good season last year after being eliminated from the playoffs by the Yankees and Glaber just rocking the baby, right? If you don't know, Josh Naylor hit a home run against the Yankees in the playoffs, and when he was rounding the bases, he started rocking the baby, and then ever since that, when the Yankees eliminated the Guardians in the postseason, the final out, Glaber got the out at second base, and he did it. And both teams missed the playoffs this year, so that's baseball. Jose Ramirez hit 282 with 24 home runs and 80 RBIs and a knockout punch against Tim Anderson. Josh Naylor hit 308 with 17 home runs and 97 RBIs. Stephen Kwan hit 268 with 5 home runs and 54 RBIs. He has 5 home runs, but this kid, he rakes. He was at one point in the beginning of the season, he didn't swing and miss for about like a month. Like it's his bat to ball skills are insane. Their closer, Emmanuel Clase, had a 3.22 ERA, 72.2 innings pitched, 64 strikeouts, had a record of 3-9, and he went 44 and 56 on save opportunities, which is not ideal. He is one of the top closers in the game, and I believe that is why these guys struggled this year. They had close games, and he lost 9 of them. Right, he was only able to secure wins in 3 of the games that he blew the lead in the 9th inning. So for them to have success next year, he is going to have to go out there and make every save opportunity that he can. Shane Bieber went 6-6 with a 3.8 ERA, 128 innings pitched with 107 strikeouts. His velocity went down last year. He was hurt a little bit. But I recently saw a video of him training, and he was topping out at like 95. So, I mean, it's nothing crazy, right? But for him to have the uptick in velocity in his fastball this year should be good for him. There were multiple teams that were looking to trade for him, but again, he's one of the top guys in the league, so you're going to have to pitch. I mean, you're going to have to throw in a lot to get him, as expected, and nobody really matched what they thought that they should get for him. So he's still on their roster. Tanner Bibby, the rookie, went 10-4 with a 2.98 ERA, 142 innings pitched, 141 strikeouts. The free agents that they had this season: Lucas Giolito signed with Boston, Ronaldo Lopez signed with Atlanta, Austin Hedges was signed by the Guardians to be catching this year. They signed Carlos Carrasco to a minor league deal. Zach Plesac signed with the Angels, and Ben Lively also signed with the Guardians. Their pitching needs are, their team needs are pitching, outfield, and they need a shortstop. They let go of Ahmed Rosario last year, sending him to the Dodgers. And for my predictions for the free agency, I believe they go out and re-sign Ahmed Rosario. They go get Tommy Pham to play outfield. They get Matthew Boyd, and I'm going on a limb here, but I think they signed Dallas Keuchel. It's a weird team. Maybe he's still got something left in the tank. If not, whatever. I've been wrong before, right? That's the thing about these predictions. You can't be mad if you're wrong, because we're just making predictions out here. And I believe they finish. I believe them, and the Royals are going to be competing for the third place in this division. In the AL Central. And that's all I got for the Guardians. Now we go on to the division winner in the Twins. They finished 87-75, first in the American League Central, and they lost to Houston in the first round of the playoffs in the wild card. They are always just making the playoffs and then getting bounced in the first round. They had the least amount of wins for a division winner. That's why I believe that this division can be won by anybody, right? It's the most mid division in baseball. There's no really clear-cut winner when looking at these guys. That's why I kind of agree with Carl. If you didn't watch our last video, I had Tigers fan Carl on, CTC's very own. He predicted the Tigers to win the American League Central next season. I agree with him. Why not? And the key question for the Twins is, can Buxton stay healthy? He is one of the top center fielders in the game, offensively and defensively. If this man can stay healthy, he will be giving them good speed, good contact, good pop out of the leadoff spot this year. If he can stay healthy, it's the main question, right? They lost a ton of starting pitching this year. But before that, I'll give you guys some standouts. We've got Carlos Correa. He hit 230 with 18 home runs and 65 RBIs. Max Kepler hit 260 with 24 home runs and 66 RBIs. Royce Lewis hit 309 with 15 home runs and 52 RBIs. Pablo Lopez was acquired in a trade with the Marlins for Luis Arias. I believe both teams won that trade because both players played a key role in the team's success this year. He went 11-8 with a 3.66 ERA and 194 innings pitched and 234 strikeouts. Bailey Ober went 8-6 with a 3.43 ERA, 144.1 innings pitched, and 146 strikeouts. And Jorge Polanco, who just got traded to the Mariners, he batted 255 with 14 home runs and 48 RBIs. Let's get into the free agents that they lost, right? Sonny Gray signed with the Cardinals. Kenta Maeda signed with division foe Detroit Tigers. Tyler Mahle signed with the Rangers. Emilio Pagan signed with the Reds. Carlos Santana was signed by the Twins. He'll probably play some first base. Joey Gallo, they lost him. I mean, you're not really missing much except for like 20 something bombs, but he strikes out a lot. Great defensively though, right? He has a very strong arm. He can cover a lot of range out there at like 6'4", 6'5". He moves pretty well for a big guy. They lost Dylan Florio to the Nationals, and the free agent that they haven't done anything with yet is Michael Taylor. Their team needs are pitching and second base. I believe they go out and get Jake Odorizzi and Michael Lorenzen for the starting pitching. And this is, again, going out on a limb here, but Rich Hill. I believe they go out and sign Rich Hill to play second base. I think they might go out and get a veteran such as Elvis Andrews, who was in this division last year, so he knows kind of how they play and stuff like that. And that middle infield of Carlos Correa and Elvis Andrews will be pretty smooth. So I wouldn't mind them going out and getting Elvis Andrews to help them up the middle. The Twins, man, again, like they have been always winning the division, getting to the first round, getting bounced, getting to the first round, getting bounced. Will this be the year that they advance to the divisional round? You're going to have to tune in to our videos later on when we bring in a couple guests and we make our predictions for the division winners, right? Make sure you guys tune into that. That'll be happening in a couple weeks. We've got one more division to go, the AL West. This offseason is just about over. Pitchers and catchers are down in Florida doing spring training. I said it earlier on Refuse to Lose, but Kyle Bradish from the Orioles tore his UCL, and he's trying to pitch through it. I don't know how smart that is at all. If I was him, I would shut it down and get the surgery. Just make sure you guys are liking this video. Make sure you guys are commenting, sharing it to any Twins fan, any AL Central fans that you know. And also go out and click the link in the description to become a member of the Refuse to Lose family. You get access to the sports chats. We've got baseball. We've got football, NFL. We've got college football. We've got college basketball, men's and women's. We've got NBA, men's and women's. We have the combat chat, which is a combination of boxing, UFC, and WWE. And then we have a parlay chat. We also have a gaming chat where we get online and play video games. So if you guys want to become a member of the Refuse to Lose family, make sure you guys are clicking the link in the description. And that's all we got for you guys today on BWT. Make sure you guys tune into the next episode where I'll be going over the American League West offseason plans. I'm out.